Daylin had a normal, happy childhood. She lived with her grandmother in Cambodia and remembers not fearing anything at this time in her life. This all changed at age 12. Daylin was approached by a woman who offered her a job at a textile factory. Much to Daylin's dismay, she ended up being sold to a brothel in the Cambodian capital of Phnom Penh.
I felt betrayed and cheated. I thought I was going to find work. I never thought I was going to be sold like that.
Over the next few months, Daylin endured physical and psychological trauma as she was forced to work as a prostitute. She was threatened with guns and electrical cables and was subjected to beatings and starvation.
It is slavery of the worst kind. They have total power over you. They get you to do anything they want.
Daylin's story is not an isolated incident. She is one of 2 million children forced into prostitution each year and among the estimated millions of other trafficked sex workers worldwide. 90% of these workers are women and children. Prostitution itself has existed for thousands of years. This practice has been accompanied by a growing undercurrent of coerced sexual labor. In fact, sex trafficking is thought to be the fastest growing organized crime in the world. The sex trade has created migratory patterns of people from places including Thailand, China, Nigeria, Central and South America, and ex-Soviet Union countries. They end up at destinations worldwide: Thailand, Japan, even the United States. In the past century, international efforts have been taken to rectify this situation. In 1902, the International Agreement for the Suppression of the White Slave Traffic was created to prevent the procuration of women and girls for immoral purposes abroad. This agreement was edited to include all women and children. It was also followed by the 1949 Convention for the Suppression of the Traffic in Persons and of the Exploitation of the Prostitution of Others. This convention's accords set out to punish individuals or corporations involved with sexual violations. 79 of 185 attending nations ratified these accords. While this was a promising piece of legislation, it did not result in any standardized approach to sex labor regulation. Modern enforcement approaches to reduce exploitation vary greatly around the world.
This is Clara. She was forced into prostitution at the age of 17. Clara, how did you get into working this job?
Well, my father had fallen ill, and my family was getting desperate for money, so when I saw an advert in a newspaper that was offering temporary work as a prostitute in Germany, I thought, it's gonna be awful, but for 3 months I can bear it. And then I was raped by several men the night that I arrived to get me ready for prostitution. They took my passport and my papers. There was another girl there who wouldn't do something a customer wanted, so they broke a bottle, a glass bottle, and they raped her with that. She was cut inside. It was shown to all of us. I was trapped there for 4 years.
What harm has it done you?
I've been severely psychologically damaged from years of prostitution and abuse. I've been physically threatened and actually harmed. I've tried to keep my head down and plow through, but sometimes I just can't do the things that they force me to do. I've been slapped and punched and shoved into walls. They cut my head open on a lamp, and I needed 10 stitches.
Clara, why are you still working as a prostitute?
I have no choice. At this point, they have my passport and my papers. I have nowhere else to go, and I haven't been able to contact my family for years. I don't even know if they're still alive. I have to keep working to make a living so that I can maybe one day get out of this life. With prostitution being illegal in many places, victims of the sex trade often find it hard to seek out justice when they are being forced into doing something illegal. We're here with Sergeant Mendel to discuss how prostitutes are treated within his jurisdiction.
Hey, what's up? Out in the field, when we come across prostitutes, we book them just like that. They're breaking the law and should be punished accordingly. Sometimes the guys will pick up girls just to hang out and wearing short skirts, which is a little harsh, but we're just doing our job. If a woman comes into the station claiming to be a victim of rape, we try and find out if this is legitimate rape, or this was paid sex gone awry. Any woman that we catch selling herself is convicted for 5 to 15 years in prison. If we catch our clients, then they get a fine and a few years in prison. The pimps, when we catch them, are sentenced for up to life.
Conversely, in a lot of places, prostitution is legal. Here, we have a police officer from Germany where prostitution is legal to give us a different point of view.
A lot of people don't understand, but prostitution is inevitable. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think prostitution is known as the world's oldest profession. Frankfurt, Germany is still a great place to live. Only a small part of this wonderful town holds prostitutes, and besides, all the prostitutes have legal paperwork. and I'm pretty sure they have their self-respect too. Overall, the regulation in Germany helped protect prostitutes' rights in 2007, just 5 years after the law was passed. The German government released a study, and it showed that a lot of prostitutes didn't even care too much about the regulation in Germany, and they didn't really receive rights that they were going for. Only about 10% of them did, but we still care for that 10%, and we're happy that everything's going well.
This is Sandra. She's a 19-year-old working at a legal brothel. Sandra, I understand you work in Zurich, Switzerland?
Yes, that is correct. I'm trying to earn enough money to put myself through college, and this is one of the only jobs I could get that could pay it well enough. I feel very safe as a sex worker, and it pays well. I'm registered as part of the Zurich brothel. This brothel is regulated, and all of us workers must file paperwork in order to work at the brothel. On occasion, I have felt uncomfortable with some clients, but we're able to file paperwork through the brothel and not get those abusive clients again. Also, we must do biannual checkups at the local public health clinic. There, they test us for STDs and make sure that all physical health information is documented. If a prostitute has an STD, they are not allowed to continue working at the brothel and will continue to get help through the clinic. Also, they just raised the age limit of prostitution workers from 16 to 18, so every woman who works in my brothel is an adult. We all chose this profession.
Interesting. So why do you keep working at this brothel if there are other jobs out there for you?
Like I said, this pays for my education, and the work isn't all bad. Because I'm part of the sex workers union in Switzerland, I earn a minimum of $100 per night. Depending on the client and the time, this pay only goes up. I can't earn this much with other jobs.
After you finish college, do you plan to keep your profession as a sex worker?
Probably not. I hope to get a job as a teacher for elementary students.
What should be done about sex trafficking and prostitution? How can we help these people whose lives are taken over by illicit activities and often end up running from the law? The best solution would be to legalize and highly regulate prostitution. Legalizing the sex trade will help prostitutes receive benefits and maintain their safety.